Hello YouTube and welcome back to the Gunpla Network News. As always, I'm your host, The Spicer, and of course none of this would be possible without those great folks over at Canadian Gundam. Don't forget to use the promo code Gunpla Network for 10% off your entire order. Now I'm sure at this point all of us have come across at least a few things from the Gundam Base's next phase event, but there's a ton to cover, so we're going to jump right in to the SD Cross-Silhouette Barbados Lupus Rex, set to release April of 2020 for a price tag of 1,540 Japanese yen. This is the Barbados Lupus Rex in the traditional cross-silhouette form, where you can have the regular eyes or just the regular Barbados face, so human eyes, non-human eyes, and a massive mace, which I can still foresee this very small frame having issues holding. In high-grade news, we have the high-grade Build Divers Re-Rise Gundam Tertium, set to release February of 2020 for a price tag of 2,090 Japanese yen, and this is the non-bad guy version of the Seltsum Gundam. So it has two of the regular Gundam arms, regular Gundam head, and it still has some of the accessories such as the shield gun thing and the giant lance. Really interesting take on this as far as like just giving it a good guy version. I'm not sure, I've not watched all of Build Divers Re-Rise to see if this is just like a redemption suit or this is just its original form. But it is cool, and gives people hope that we'll get the base kit soon. We also have the high-grade Cosmic Era Windom, set to release May of 2020 for a price tag of 1,540 Japanese yen, and this is from Gundam Seed Destiny, and it's kind of the, I would say, the commander version or the high performance version of the Strike Daggers, and it does have this little flight pack, so it's kind of like an ale pack, just a little different, a little slimmer. It has missiles on it, which is cool. Big beam rifle, which I kind of foresee having some issues holding, and the shield, actually, now that I'm like looking at it, has some guns in it too, so really underappreciated suit design that's finally getting a kit, so I'm really excited to see this and the rest of the Cosmic Era grow. And talking about the Cosmic Era, we also have the high-grade Cosmic Era Infinite Justice, set to release in May of 2020 for a price tag of 2,420 Japanese yen, and this is Athrin Zala's final suit, and the promotional images we get are probably the coolest form or pose this thing can ever be in, with its crazy leg beam saber thing going on, and it's just, I don't know, kicking people with beam sabers is just such a underutilized tactic because no one ever puts beam sabers on their legs. But shout out to you, Infinite Justice, you're out there doing it. We also have the high grade Iron Blooded Orphans Gundam Marchias, set to release in March of 2020 for a price tag of 2,420 Japanese yen, and this is the original form, the Calamity War version, I suppose, of the Gundam frame we're getting in the new Iron Blooded Orphans mobile game, and it looks super different. Like, you still see some of the base frame, but it has these giant wings, it has swords all over the place, and it's very Iron Blooded Orphans-y, with just a bunch of swords, because why not? Swords are cool. It does look really, really good. It's very busy, but we have a lot of really good promotional images for it, so you get a lot of angles to really give you an idea of what this is going to look like. And we also have the high-grade Origins RX-78-2, set to release in March of 2020 for a price tag of 2,530 Japanese yen, and this has been long awaited since we've got so many other versions of the Gundam's forms from Origins. Finally getting the OG Gramps Gundam is something that's been long awaited, and it looks phenomenal. Another one of those suits that is almost getting close to the real grade style of detail, and you can see some of the promotional images that it does a phenomenal job of kind of blurring that line even more, and I'm super excited for this to come out. In real grade news, we have the real grade Cosmic Era Impulse Gundam, set to release in April of 2020 for a price tag of 3,300 Japanese yen. And this has been long awaited as well. The Impulse Gundam and all of Seed Destiny have been really shafted by the real grade line, haven't had any real representation. and we're finally getting some. The Impulse Gundam looks really good. I would say it almost looks more consistent looking than the Ailstrike before it. Especially just looking at the high-grade Origins RX-78-2, this, I mean, it's not detailed up, but it really doesn't provide like a ton of different colorization. Like you see a little bit of gray versus the white. But outside of that, there's really not a whole huge amount of difference. There's a lot of panel lining opportunity on the shield. That's cool. Little spots here on the legs, and we see some on the torso. But I'm still really excited to see this. Of course, you know, you can expect P-Bandai versions of its other Ale packs, or whatever they call it, in Sea Destiny to come out, Wizard packs, whatever. So you can at least put this on your shelf with that Master Grade Lunamaria Hawk. And speaking of Master Grades, we have the Master Grade Kyrios Gundam, set to release in May of 2020 for a price tag of 5,500 Japanese yen. And this is one step closer to finishing off Gundam 00 Season 1's main cast, as we now have the Exia, the Dynamis, and the Kyrios when it releases. We're just waiting on the Virtue, and the Kyrios looks really good. As you'd expect from a Master Grade, it is very detailed. Once it's painted up, it's going to look really good. And we'll see if it has a transformation mode. I can assume it will, but I kind of almost hope it doesn't, because I don't want this thing to be just as floppy. But really, really nice to see Bandai finally giving the original 00 cast the love it deserves. And now, of course, this wouldn't be coverage of a Bandai event without a bunch of P-Bandai to go along with it. And one of the more unusual releases is the P-Bandai high-grade After Colony Geminus 01 unit, with no real dates that we know of. Maybe February 2020. Some of the images had mentioned that. I'm not sure if that's just like pre-order dates or whatever, but we have no price point, no real official release date as far as like a day. But it does look really good, and kind of gives me hope that we're going to start seeing some more After Colony kits, especially after kind of the trend of the Leo, the Maguanaut Core, the Sandrock, now the Geminus. And really, the G-Unit side story has a lot of really interesting Leo designs, and since we already have the Leo, a base is already there. I'm really, really hoping we see those, even if it is in P-Bandai. We also have the P-Bandai high-grade Zaku Desert type, with no announced release date but a price tag of 2,420 Japanese yen. This is exactly what you would expect. It's a Zaku Desert type, it's got a slightly unique machine gun, missile pods on the arm, and of course it's desert camo. So if you're into Zakus and you need to round out that collection, here's another one for you. We also have the P-Bandai high-grade Universal Century Zeta Plus A1 Test, Amuro Ray colors, set to release in April of 2020 for a price tag of 2,750 Japanese yen. And this is the Zeta Plus, pretty much. It's just that in the Amuro Ray colors, looking like it's using mostly, almost the entire version we got from Unicorn. It looks good, and the paint scheme's good, the decals seem mostly good. Of course, you know, wanting to get some water slides for this would probably work out best, as some of those stickers aren't cut right. We can see that in the promotional images. But it is really nice to see some variants of the Zeta and its variants of that. Because it does, I don't want to say it gets underutilized, but the Plus series doesn't have a whole lot of releases, so it's nice to see some more. We also have the P-Bandai high-grade Universal Century RX-78-4 Gundam Unit 4GO, with no announced release date but a price tag of 2,475 Japanese yen. This is rounding out really the RX series for the most part. We, I think, have a couple more, such as Unit 5, but this is getting us one step closer into this blue and white and yellow all over Gundam with its crazy long beam rifle. Are really exciting, and we're getting more cabling work, which is always nice. You know, any kind of bendable cable always adds a little bit of flair to the kit. And of course, we can't forget the P-Bandai high-grade Universal Century Varguil, set to release in April of 2020 for a price tag of 2,750 Japanese yen. And this is pretty much just the Xeonified version of the Moon Gundam, which was already kind of a Xeon, but let's not worry about that, as you get some of the Sazabi-esque looking funnels and a more traditional Xeon helmet. Outside of that, it's pretty much just the Moon Gundam with a different paint scheme and some really cool, I'm assuming we're going to be stickers of like little caution things on the shoulders and knees. I just think those add like a nice little pop of color, a little flair to this mostly purple suit. And what can I say? I love purple suits. They don't get enough love as is, so definitely happy to see the Varguil coming out. We also have the P Bandai Re 100 Shokyu, set to release sometime, we're really not sure yet, at a price tag of 4,180 Japanese yen. And if you are just really into the really future Victory Gundam-esque series designs of that era, you're going to want this. It is really cool and rounded, but if you're really have never watched any of that or don't care all that much, this might be something to overlook. Now for the top 5 builds of the week. In 5th place we have Lauren Alcron Luna and his Master Grade Sananju Stein version Kotoki. In 4th place, we have Gladius Boss and his Devil Gundam. In 3rd place, we have Brian Bondock and his Master Grade Gundam Custom. In 2nd place, we had to do a little translation work, so I hope I get this right. And this is Tak Kyung Roo and his Master Grade Zaku versus RX-79 Ground Gundam. And in 1st place, we have Alucard 2.0 and his Master Grade Deep Striker Custom. And that has been the news for this week. Of course, if you're just now finding us, be sure to check out our other content such as reviews, interviews, previews, and unboxings, plus lore videos like our recently uploaded ship breakdown of the Musai from Gundam 0079. Of course, we're also on Instagram and Facebook, and don't forget to check out GunplaNetwork.com and our Teespring store, so if you want to cop yourself some sweet merch before the end of 2019, you can absolutely do so. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep on building.